Hey, Chosen Champs, I hope you're having a blessed and positive day. This video is going to be for anybody that may be going through a difficult time and you feel like God has left. You don't feel his presence anymore and you feel like he's forgotten about you in this tough season. I want you to watch this video to the end because I'm going to give you 4 tips that help me get through the difficult times in my life, even when I feel like God has forgotten about me. Now, it's normal to feel that God is not around. It's normal to feel like he has forgotten about you or he has left you when you're going through some of the most difficult times of your life. It could be you may have lost a loved one. It could be you may just be going through some financial problems, or you're about to lose your home, or you may have lost some things, some material things, or lost a job and you don't know how you're going to pay your bills. All of these situations are difficult, and everybody has seasons of going through difficult situations. Some people go through harder situations than others, but these are a few tips that help me get through. The first tip is going to be to lean on God and his word. God's word is always true. So sometimes the enemy will use your tough time and try to hit you in your mind with lies, telling you that God has left you, telling you that you'll never come out of this, telling you that you'll never overcome this situation. But you have to lean on God's word. If his word says that he will never leave you nor forsake you, then you have to trust the word. Even though when you look around, it feels like God is not in this situation, but you gotta lean on the word. If he says, when my righteous call out to me, I will rescue you. I will deliver you. I will save you. So you know, if God's word says that, then you have to believe it, even though it doesn't look like he's there. Believe that he's there. Believe that he's going to rescue you in his timing. The next sign is going to be, look at the history of God and his ways. Remember that God has always been dependable. He's always been faithful. God is always consistent, and he doesn't change who he is. He's the same God today that he will be tomorrow. He's the same God last year that he will be next year. And when you remind yourself of the history of God, and you remind yourself of how many times you've had your back against the wall and you felt that maybe God has forgotten about you, but he turned your situation around and he rescued you every time. So if you know the history of God and that he has never failed you, he has never left you, he always rescued you, he's always there when you need a helping hand, then you can trust on the history of God. You can always look back in your playbook. There's times when I have been in the most difficult situation and I have to remind myself, well, you know what? God pulled me out of that situation when I needed him to help me pay my rent. He helped me with that. When I needed him to free me from this bondage, he freed me. So I start to look at the history of God, not only in my life, but also in the life of others. There's history in the Bible of how God produced miracles and how God saved people out of their stress or their turmoil. So that's another way. Right? So always look at the history and what God has already done already and who he is and who he's going to be. He's the same God forevermore. Okay, so the next sign is, focus on what you can learn from the problem. Every situation that you go through, every difficult situation that you go through, there's always wisdom in it. There's always a lesson that God is trying to teach you. So you have to start evaluating, how did I end up in this situation? Why am I in this situation? How can I learn from it? What is God trying to teach me? And sometimes you have to pray and say, God, what are you trying to teach me in this circumstance? What are you trying to teach me with this lesson that you have put me in, this test? What do you need for me to learn? Because sometimes we end up in the same cycle or the same pattern or the same difficult situation. It's because we didn't learn what God was trying to teach us in it. Remember that your lessons and your problems are just lessons and wisdom that God is also trying to teach you and what he's trying to build in here. But if you keep missing it, God will put you through the same situation time and time again. It may be with a different person. It may be in a different environment, but it'll be the same cycle. And until you understand and get whatever it is that God is trying to teach you out of it, it may continue to repeat. So learn what you need to learn. And also know that in this difficult situation, the enemy doesn't want you to win. He wants this situation to break you. But if you learn how to make every difficult situation make you who you are, if you learn how to make every difficult situation allow you to become a greater person, so every situation you come out of, you come out better. That's the best thing you can do. Come out better and learn. There's things that you can learn about God in it. There's things you can learn about yourself. What could you have done better? What is something that you could change that could prevent you from being in this situation again? All right, and the last sign I want to share with you is that the problem is only temporary. Sometimes we get so focused on an issue and we get so focused on a problem. We get so focused on something being so difficult that we forget that it's only temporary. That it says in the Bible, troubles don't last always. That your momentary troubles does not compare to what's to come. So know that any situation you're in, whether it be painful, whether it be difficult, know that it's only for a season and that it'll be over with. When I was in a shelter and it was getting difficult some days, I knew that this situation was temporary. I knew that God would pull me out because I reminded myself of the history of God. I reminded myself of who He was. And then on those days where I felt like the enemy was trying to attack my mind, telling me you'll never find a place, you don't have enough money, this and that, and he'll lie to me, I start to speak the truth to myself. And sometimes you get to the point where you can't even speak the truth to yourself. So sometimes you got to listen to maybe some gospel music to help uplift you, or maybe watch videos, or maybe talk to someone that can help you spiritually and lift you up. But there are moments that you can't even feel like, you don't even feel like you want to pray. But God understands and He sees your situation, and know that He's going to pull you out of it. Trouble does not last always. It's always temporary. And you should also get excited about something new that's coming. Every time I went through a tough, difficult situation, I knew that something greater was coming. So rejoice about the new that's coming. So no matter what it is you're going through, no matter how hard it is, and sometimes it feels painful, and sometimes you equate it as, God, are you punishing me? Because this situation is so uncomfortable. It's so painful. But know that God is building something in you. But use these tips. That is going to help you get through these tough times. Remind yourself of who God is and continue to focus on God in these problems. Because even though it looks like He's not there, if His word says He'll never leave you nor forsake you, if He has a history of never leaving you nor forsaking you, and know that the problem is only temporary. God will answer your prayer, but know it may not always look like how you want it to be. Okay, so be encouraged knowing that things will get better. Be encouraged knowing that things are going to turn around for you. But in the meantime, while you're in this season, learn what you need to learn and lean on God even more when you feel like He's not around in this difficult time, because He truly is. All right, I hope this video helps someone that's maybe going through a difficult time. Chosen Champs, I love you. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.